In this tutorial, I will explain the advantages and basic purpose of OSI model in detail. Let's learn why the OSI model was created along with the purposes and benefits of OSI model. For OSI model, reference model, firstly you must know why we need OSI reference model. For this, let's take an example. There are two computers, one computer using the Windows, another computer using the Linux, and they wants to communicate with each other and they are connected via the LAN cable or connectors. Okay? And one computer using the Windows and another is Linux. Then how this computer will communicate with each other? In order to make successful communication, OSI reference model was introduced in 1984, and that was introduced by OSI, International Organization for Standardization. OSI is a reference model that described how the information is transmitted over the physical medium to the software application in another computer. OSI model consists of 7 layers, and each layer performs a different particular in-network function. Each layer is the packet of protocol. Topmost layer is the application layer. Here application layer, presentation layer, session layer, next is network layer, next DDL layer, data link layer, next is physical layer. Here first 3 layers, that is application, presentation or session layer, these are responsibility of host, and these layers are related to application issues only, and the last 3 layers deals with hardware layers, or in this responsibility of network is done, and these are deals in data transport issues. Application layer, it does not mean computer application like Chrome, Firefox, etc., but include application that are used by the network application. Application layer protocol that are need to make the application work on these internet. For example, web browser running in your PC, it does not reside in your application layer, but it uses application layer protocol like HTTP and HTTPS. To do web surfing. Not only the web browser, but all the applications like Google, Chrome, Outlook, Skype, all the applications are dependent on application layer protocol to function. There are dozens of application layer protocols that enables various functions at this layer. For example, you want to transfer a file, there are dozens of application layer protocols are available like HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SMTP, Telnet, POP3, etc. So these applications, for example, these are the application protocols that enable various functions at this layer. For example, you want to transfer a file, then this service is provided by the FTP protocol. In web surfing, we use HTTP or HTTPS. In email, we will use SMTP protocol. In virtual network, we will use Telnet. So application layer protocol provides services for network application with the help of protocols to perform user activities. Next layer is the presentation layer. Presentation layer receives data from application layer. Okay? This data is in the form of characters and numbers. Presentation layer receive data in the form of characters or number. Now these numbers are converted into machine understandable code. For example, ASCII code are converted into ABCDIC. This process is called translation, and this is done by the presentation layer. Next, before data is being transmitted, presentation layer reduces the number of bits that are used to represent the original data. This bit reduction is called the data compression. And for example, you can see here are a large number of bits that are being to be transmitted, and after transmission, after data compression, it will be in very less size. So data compression reduces the amount of data that are used to store original file. As the size of data is reduced, it can be reached in destination at very less time. So data transfer in very faster and in very less time. It will helpful in real-time video and audio streaming. So data compression are of two types. It can be lossy or it can be lossless. Next function of presentation layer is encryption. As you know, a presentation layer perform three basic functions. First is data translation, next is data compression, and next is data encryption. Data encryption enhances the security of sensitive data. Firstly, data is encrypted at sender side. Now, data is decrypted at destination side. For this encryption and decryption, we will use SSL protocol is used in presentation layer for encryption and decryption. So, presentation layer perform three basic functions. First is data translation, next is data compression, and next is encryption and decryption. Next layer is session layer. Session layer helps in sending and managing the connections. It enabling sending and receiving of data followed by termination of connection or session. Like you hire some helpers for party. Session layer has also has its own helpers like API and net buyers. Net buyers are used for network basic input output system. That is an example of API which allow application on different computer to communicate with each other. Just before connection is established, server performed a function authentication and authorization. Authentication means who you are. For example, you want to send some data from client side to server side. In authentication, before a session is established between your computer to server, so it will ask for username and password. Server uses the username and password. Once the type username and password is matched, a session is established between the client computer and the server computer. After authenticating is done, now next process is authorization. Authorization is checked. Authorization is a process that is used by the server to determine if you have the permission to access a file or not. If you don't have any permission to access the file, so both function authorization and authentications are being performed by the session layer. Session layer keeps tracks on files that are being downloaded. For example, a web page contains downloading a file and that consists of text or images, etc. These text and images are stored separately on the server. When you request for a website, for example Facebook, WhatsApp, in your web browser, so your web browser open a separate session to the web server to download each of these text or image files separately. These files are received in the form of data packets. Session layer keeps track which data packets belongs to which file. Either it is a text file or it is an image file. And also tracks where the received data packets go. In this case, it will goes to the web browser. So session layer perform three basic functions: session management, authentication, authorization. Your web browser perform all the functions of application, presentation and session layer. Layer below the presentation layer is the transport layer. Transport layer control the reliability of communication to segmentation, flow control and error control. In segmentation, data received from session layer is divided into small segments, and these small segments are called the segment. Each segment contains a source and destination port number and the sequence number. Port number helps you to direct each segment to the correct application, and sequence number helps to reassemble the segments into the correct order to form correct message at receiver side. In flow control, transport layer controls amount of data being transmitted. Now consider our mobile connected to a server. Suppose server can transmit data at 100 Mbps, but our mobile can process the data maximum at 20 Mbps. Now we are downloading the file from server, but server sending the data at 50 Mbps speed, which is greater than our mobile that can process. So mobile phone with the help of transport layer tells the server to slow down the data transmission rate up to 20 Mbps so that no data get lost. Similarly, if a server is sending the data at 5 Mbps and mobile server then tell the server to increase the data transmission rate up to 20 Mbps to maintain the system performance. So transport layer also helps in error control. If some data are not received on destination side, transport layer uses ARR यानी कि automatic repeat request scheme to retransmit the lost data or corrupted data. A group of bits or checksum is added to each segment by the transport layer to find out received corrupted segment protocols in transport layer. So transport layer performs. So protocols in transport TCP layer are TCP and UDP. TCP perform two types of functionings: connection oriented and connection less oriented scheme. Connection oriented transmission is done by the TCP and connection less transmission is done by the UDP. UDP is faster than TCP because it does not provide any feedback or acknowledgement, whereas TCP provide feedback. Lost data can be retransmitted. In UDP, it does not matter whether the data is delivered or not. UDP is used where it does not matter whether we received the old data. For example, it is used in online streaming movies, songs, video games, voice over IP, TFTP, DNS, etc. TCP is used where full data delivery is must. For example, it is used in www, World Wide Web, email, FTP, etc. So transport layer involves three types of functioning: segmentation, flow control, and error control. Transportation also performed error control, connectionless, and connection oriented transmission scheme. So transport layer transfer the data to the network layer. So next layer is the network layer. So these are the functions that are performed by the transport layer. So next layer is network layer. Network layer works for the transmission of received data segments from one computer to the another that are located on the different network. Data units in network layer are called the packets. It is the layer where routers resides. Function of networking layer are logical addressing, path determining, and routing. IP addresses done in network layer is called the logical addressing. As you know, every computer in the network has a unique IP address. Network layer assigned sender and receiver IP address to each segment. Whenever it will perform the data transmission, it will attach the IP address of the client and the server and to form an IP packet. IP addresses are assigned to ensure that each packet received at the correct destination. So in this we will use routing. Routing is a method of moving data from source to the destination, and it is based on logical addressing format that is IPv4 and IPv6. Consider a computer A connected to a network 1, computer 2, PC2 connected to a network 2. We have request from for facebook.com, and now there is reply from the WhatsApp or Facebook server in this form of packets. Now this packet reached to the computer B only since each device has a unique IP address. It has its unique IP address. Network layer of Facebook or WhatsApp server added this server or receiver IP address to form a packets. Let's say mask used in this is 255.255.255.0. Now the first three digit tells the device the network that it belongs to the which types of network, and the last digit device and last digit this tell the network, and this is host for computer B. So based on IP address format, received data packet will move from network 2 to computer B. So based on IP address and mask routing, decisions are made in computer network. Next function is path determination. Path determination means a computer connected to a server in a number of ways. Choosing the best possible path for data delivery from source to the destination. This process is called the path determination. And for path determination, there are many ways, many protocols are available in data structures. For example, you can hear about the open shortest path first, or border gateway protocol, or intermediate to intermediate. These are the protocol to determine best possible path for delivery. Next is data link layer. Next layer is data link layer, and it will receive data from network layer. Data packets contain IP address of sender and receiver. As we know, there are two kind of addressings are available: logical addressing and physical addressing. Logical addressing is done at the network layer, where sender and receiver IP address are assigned to each segment to form a data packet. Physical addressing is done at the data link layer, where MAC address of sender and receiver are assigned. Data link physical addressing is done at the data link layer, where MAC address of sender and receiver are assigned to each packet to form a data frame. MAC address is the 12-digit alphanumeric number that are embedded in the NIC of your computer manufacturer. Data unit in data link layer are called the frames. Data link layer embedded as software in NIC of your computer and provide a way to transmit data from one PC to another via a local media. Local media includes copper wire, optical fiber, or it can be in radio signals or air. Data link layer perform two functions. It allow upper layer access media using techniques like framing. It controls how data is placed and received from media, such as called MAC. MAC means media access control and error detection. Let's say two computer, laptop and PC communicate with each other. Now your PC now these two computers are connected to different computers, so they will using network layer protocol IP, for example, to communicate with each other. Now network 1 connected to router R1 via the Ethernet cable, and router R1 and R2 connected via a satellite link, and router R2 is connected to laptop via a wireless link. Now let's take an example. Let's desktop wants to send some data to the laptop. Based on the medium used to connect laptop and the router R1, data link layer adds some data to the head and tail to the IP packet, and then it converted it into the frame. Okay, it will add some data to the header and tail to the IP packet, and now it will convert it into a frame. Now this in this case is called the Ethernet frame. Now router R1 received this Ethernet frame, and this frame is further decapsulate into the IP packet and encapsulate it into the frame again. Now it will cross through the satellite link, that is it will reach to the router R2. Router R2 again decapsulate the received frame and encapsulate it again to form a wireless Ethernet frame or data link frame. Now laptop received this wireless data link frame and decapsulate it and forward the IP packet to the network layer, and finally it will reach at the destination. Now this message is received at the destination, Now the application layer protocol provides the data to visible on computer screen. Now, data link layer also control how data is placed and received from the media. The technique that are used to assess the media, it is called the media access control. There may be a number of devices that are connected to a common media. For example, laptop, PC, and desktop. They are connected to the same media. If two or more devices connected to the same data at the same time, then there may be possibility of collision of two messages that will result in useless message that neither PC understand. To avoid this situation, data link layer keeps an eye on media when the shared media is free, when it will become free, so that device can transmit the data. And this process is called the CSMA. CSMA means carrier sense multiple access. So data link layer with its media access control method controls data transmission, and the tail of each frame contain bit which detects error in received frame. Tail of each frame, it added to each frame, and it will contain bit which is used to detect error in the received frame. Error occur due to certain limitations over the transmission media. Now the last layer is the physical layer. Till now, data is received from the transport layer in the form of segment. Okay, now next it will placed in the packet that is in network layer. Next we study about the frame that is in data link. In frame, source and destination MAC address is added. I will tell this in earlier. Next, in data link layer, data is transmitted in the form of a sequence of binary zeros and one, which is called the bits. Physical layer convert these binary bits into the signal and transmit this over the local media, and this media can be is electrical signal. It can be in case of copper wire, and it can be light signal in case of optical fiber, and it can be radio signals over the air or radio waves. Signal generated by the physical layer depend on the types of media that you are using, that you use to connect to devices, and receiver receive these physical signals and passes it into the above layer. Data link layer as a frame, it will further decapsulate and move above to the higher layers, and finally data moves to the application layer. And application layer make possible to visible the message on receiver PC screen. That's all about the TCP OSI reference model. Please subscribe our channel and like our channel.